such a beautiful world out there. It can be a bit frightening.
Hey guys, good evening. Happy Friendship Day. And today we have a beautiful friend who believes that friends need not be very close friends from childhood, but friends can be an unknown person who's suffering on the street, or feeling hungry, or met with an accident, and he needs support. You basically give the helping hand, and then you move forward, and that's when the friendship starts. So thanks a lot, Sohini, for joining us on this particular show. Sohini is from Bangalore, and she is the founder and president of a foundation, Encompass. She's been doing really great, from rescuing animals on the street to providing shelter for people who are in need, food. She is also doing a great job. I mean, she did a great job during COVID times, giving food, which was very essential for a lot of people, a lot of categories. I think there was no category which was left aside. And most importantly, we will check out the secret how she manages to have fun along with doing some of these charitable programs. So thanks a lot, Sohini, for joining us.
Thanks, Ravi, for giving me this platform to actually come and share my thought and views here. So big thank you to you, Adeline, and to Anil. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, friends, Anil is the founder of Discover Anantapuram, who is the one who's basically recommended Sohini, and she sponsored this particular episode. And he said she should be showcased because this is the first time she is coming to a live show, and we are very honored that we got the privilege to do that. So, Sohini, my first question, is basically friends on this particular community don't know you, so. If you can, give a brief about you, about your roots, where are you from, who's behind this particular inspiration, what's the secret recipe? So over to you.
Okay. So hi, I'm Sohini Bagchi, and currently I'm living in Bangalore. It's been 11 years in this beautiful city of Bangalore. Born and brought up in Pune. That's where my mom and dad are, and did majority of my schooling and college in Pune. I've then passed out from NIFT Mumbai, and I've done my executive course from IIM Bangalore. 18 years in the corporate industry, so that's been quite a while in the retail sector. And currently, I live in the outskirts of Bangalore, away from the city life, away from the whole concrete jungle. I have 3 dogs, an absolute dog lover. So 2 of them are rescue dogs, and yeah, that's about it. Behind my inspiration, I think it's Ravi, right from my childhood. My parents, the way they've kind of brought me up, the values that they've given me, it kind of ignited my passion. And my passion is obviously Encompass. My passion is spreading love and smiles, being there, like you said, as a friend for a stranger. That's my passion.
So why do you bother? Matlab, somebody has met with an accident, lying there on the road. Why do you take the initiative? मतलब इतना public रहता है बाजू में. Why does Sohini come out of her car or vehicle and tries to help? And what is that you observe around? Do you see somebody calling the ambulance at least, or people are just staring? What's the experience? What really upsets you when you see such things?
So I'll give you an incident which is as recent as 3 days. What upsets me or why I do it? I think we all love our families, Ravi. I think we all want to protect them. Uh, when they step out of the house, I think we want them to be safe. And if, God forbid, anything happens, I would want the public to come out and help. I would want them to be there. I think that's our duty towards each other. And what upsets me is I don't see that happening for the number of cases that I have actually helped. I have helped a lot of accident cases. People have been bleeding. I have always seen crowd. I've always seen people just probably coming and crowding and looking at the person and not helping. Either it is fear, either it is ignorance of maybe, what happens if I take him to the hospital. I'll give you an incident probably 3 days back. What happened? This is in a very, very crowded signal in Bangalore where I saw a person lying on the footpath. The vehicle was probably, all the vehicles were right there at the signal, and the guy was right there. People are staring at him. He's probably just 1 feet away. I mean, you can just probably from your bike talk to him and ask him if he's okay. But no one was bothering. And I stepped out of my car. I went to him and I saw that this guy was hurt. He was not drunk. He was hurt. He was running. And I think he got dehydrated because of the mask. And he fell down and he injured his back and hand. He had tears in his eyes, Ravi. And he was asking for help and nobody stopped. That person out there, someone's brother, someone's son, and all that he needed was a little support. He needed some water and he needed help to get to the hospital.
So I think the rest of the
So
public was just assuming that wo PK gir gaya. I mean, he's just drunk. Did not even
he's
bother to
just drunk.
check whether that's true or.
Absolutely. And a lot of the cases I do understand. The person is drunk and lying at the side of the road. But how much does it take to just take 2 minutes out of your life and just check if he's drunk or is he sick? Has he fallen down because any other reason and can you help? So it's an appeal, it's a appeal from my heart that you would want to do that for your loved one. If something, God forbid, happens to you or your loved one, you would want the public to react. You would want them to help. Then why won't you do that for a stranger?
Yeah, I think it's secondary whether he's drunk or not. Even when he's drunk, it takes basic sense where you put him to a right spot rather than a traffic junction. Help out, check out, call family members, and then let them take care of. Somebody comes down.
Absolutely.
Do you feel that we got so busy that वो डर रह गया कि office, if I go late to the office, my boss will scold me, and I don't have reasons to give, and this reason will not be considered valid. So do you think that everybody is in that rush, especially in the cities, which is completely different
Possible.
in it?
Possible. So I think one could be too busy. One could be, you're just ignorant and, you probably think that somebody else will help. This is not my cup of tea. I'm sure somebody will help. Let me just kind of look away, you know. And a fear of if I help, what next? If I have to take him to the hospital, what next? But of all the cases that I have been with, I'm telling you, there is absolutely no problem in the hospitals. You know, in fact, every time I have made sure that someone from the police, the traffic cops, they come along, and they are absolutely very, very sweet when you're helping someone. As I think it's just about taking the lead. Once someone jumps in and takes the lead, somebody obviously just they kind of jump in then. Especially when they see, okay, one person is taking the lead, this person is going to the hospital, then they kind of pull in and help. But taking that lead,
That's important.
I think that's important.
Yeah. So remember, guys, Sohini, her signal mein, she cannot appear as an angel. So this country has many signals, and Sohini is located only in Bangalore. So please take the lead. That's very important, and that is true friendship. Helping a person who is in need, who really needs support. Their family needs support. You're not only helping the person, but the entire family out there. So this also calls for. I mean, this also relates to one of the topic, one of the examples, which Mr. Tilak, who basically fills the path holes in Hyderabad with his own pension money, both wife and husband. The reason he quoted, he does that. He was also on with us on this particular show. He quoted that the person who is driving to work, 99% he is the bread earner for the entire family. Somebody is out there, whether it's on a bike, car, bus, he is basically the bread earner. So when he suffers, the entire family suffers. So please remember this, guys. If the person is hurt, he's outside, he's a bread earner, there are 4 to 5 family members who are waiting for him at home. So your half an hour or 1 hour to help him out, take him to the hospital, will help the entire family. Okay. But Sohini, I've gone through your profile. You have a mix of charity, giving back to the society, and also fun. How do you manage that? There's also a fun part in it. So we will show a short video about it. And before that, I want to ask you the reason. How do you manage to do that?
Um, like I said, um, I'm a happy person. Okay. And I believe that if someone is down and out, you know, if you're having fun and you spread positivity, it just kind of changes the whole environment. It just lifts it up completely. So, like, even when I was working in the COVID care center, I think dancing around and, cracking silly jokes because they already were kind of upset and down, so I enjoy what I do. That's like, it's my passion. I like seeing people smile. I like people laughing, so I think I enjoy. So while I'm enjoying, it just kind of shows, if I'm having fun, it just shows.
True. So, friends, I have a short video of the collection of photographs and her activities, and especially the support she gave during the COVID time. And you will also get a chance to see Sohini dancing. So, here is a short video.
अपनी चोटी में बांध लो दुनिया, दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा।
You take as a video, Shiv Kumar.
दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा, मस्ती भरे मन की भोली सी आशा, चांद तारों को छूने की आशा, आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा, दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा।
Yeah, we are back. So thanks a lot for showing us how you dance, Sohini. Did you not fear of COVID? When COVID was happening, pandemic was happening, a lot of people were dying, and you're like putting on the PPE kit and then getting on to the location where most of the COVID patients are. So how did you manage? How did your parents manage?
So honestly, Ravi, fear was there. I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost relatives. Uh, it was too close to home this time, the second wave. And fear was definitely there. A fear of the obvious because I was going right in the middle of it. Um, but somewhere, I think my friend Pavitra and I, both of us were in this together. And we both used to say this, we have that faith that we're going for something. It was a COVID care center for the underprivileged. So these are the guys who basically, didn't have much support. And the fear was extremely high for them, you know. And this COVID care center was run by two people by this organization called Enablers United. And fantastic place, right from the food to the kind of doctors that were there. Uh, so we had this faith and hope that when the society is coming together, so many people are coming together for the underprivileged. Um, we just kind of knew. I can just say it's faith that nothing will happen to us. We'll take the precautions. We'll take all the right precautions. We did what was necessary with the right precautions, and we had immense faith that we're going for something. We're going for service. The society needed us. We had to be there because Bangalore, as the number of cases had just increased. I think it was the highest in Karnataka, and we were in really bad state. And we just couldn't be quiet. We couldn't be at home. We had to be there. How did my parents take it? Well, initial 2 weeks, they didn't know. I lied to them. I told them I'm working in the BBMP war room, taking calls for beds and everything. So they didn't know. And then one fine day when we thought that the cases have come down and, now we won't go, I told my mom and dad. They said they kind of knew it. Knowing the kind of person I am, they had that feeling that I'm up to something. I'm going somewhere and I'm up to something. My father would actually ask me, give me photographs of the DBMP war room where you're working. I want to see. And I would be like, no, photographs are not allowed here. I can't send anything to you. But every morning, Ravi, we would be on a video call every morning and they would smile, they would kind of cheer me up. And when they got to know, when I told them, unfortunately, the next day we got called back because there were 92 cases. The cases had increased. And I had to message them saying that I have to go back. And you won't believe it. I called my parents, very brave parents. They said, okay, just stay safe. That's about it.
Super.
So my parents are my backbone, are my support. We've gone for flood relief work also. We've been right there with, taking materials, going right in the middle of, areas which are completely flooded. And my parents have just been rock solid. I'm sure there is fear. I'm sure they're scared. But their support is something that just helps me move on.
Who's the inspiration behind? So is it your parents or कहाँ से आया? Where did these genes come about giving back to the society? And
Parents. I have been brought up like that.
okay.
बचपन से देखा है. I've seen that while growing up. So my mom and dad both, are extremely loving, compassionate people. So it just comes from the genes.
Okay. So tell me, Sohini, in the video you were putting some mask, doing some massage. So what are the techniques and what are the things you've learned? What are the skills you learned as a healthcare worker during this support time in the hospitals?
So, Ravi, during the COVID care stint that we had, we were non-medical staff workers. Obviously, we don't have a medical background. But obviously, we know that our healthcare workers are completely exhausted. So we had to understand certain things that we could do. What we learned was when a patient is on a moderate level, the oxygen saturation dips very fast. So it could be probably on a 92, but if you have to constantly check and monitor because a 92 can dip to an 87 very fast. The prone position was something that we were taught, and that is something that we used to make the patients do. So our duty was go on the rounds, check, the oxygen level, saturation level. If it's low, we used to put them on oxygen concentrators. By then, we had kind of figured out how many liters per minute, because the doctors had kind of explained that to us. Prone position, we would get them in the prone position. Then something that you saw was the chest CPR. That is also something which the doctors had taught us. So we were kind of doing all of this, to kind of make sure that if the oxygen level drops, we kind of help the patient breathe a little better. And after that, if the situation was a little bad, we all knew the form system and everything by then. We would take all their details and we would get them to a hospital. If they needed higher care, then we would shift them to the hospital.
Anytime you felt like giving up, any day you felt like आज नहीं जाऊंगी, let me take a break.
बीच में एक बार हुआ था कि मेरा ही ऑक्सीजन लेवल बहुत कम हो गया था.
Oh my God.
I had hit a 93 and I was wondering what happened. थोड़ा तभी लगा था that maybe I have, so I went for my tests and everything. Pavitra, my friend, was again, nothing, nothing will happen. Faith is bigger, our work is bigger. And I'm like, okay. Tests were negative and I was back. And then the doctor said, hota hai, because, you're in that PPE kit. You're sealed up in the PPE kit and for 6 hours, so you don't eat, you don't drink water, you can't go to the washroom. It's like a coffin, You're sealed up in a coffin and you have to run around and you have to work. When we used to get out of the PPE kit, we used to be sweating till the bone. It was that bad. So I always say hats off to the medical fraternity for doing this since good 2 years. It's unimaginable for me.
Thank you. So, what are the plans? What are the services or activities which you are up to right now? क्या कर रहे हो?
Abhi to I'm back to my corporate life full-fledged. Office has started. So back to my corporate life. And Encompass work is happening side by side. COVID care center to nahi jati ho abhi. And I really hope aisa situation na aaye ki, we have to go back. What we are doing right now is, there are a lot of these homes, Ravi, like orphanages hai, old age homes hai, a lot of children homes that need support. So right now we're supporting them because what has happened with COVID, a lot of their sponsors have backed out. So they actually are struggling to even have a meal. So that's where Encompass is coming in. Our sponsors are coming in. I always say Encompass is a family of such wonderful sponsors. They all pool in and we are able to do so much. We are able to support all these homes, make sure that every month groceries and meals are there. Nobody sleeps hungry, at least in those homes.
So any of your volunteer is like, a blank check volunteer. What I meant is a blank check volunteer is like, he gives you the confidence saying that, Sohini, I leave it up to you. You just tell me what is the fund required for it. I don't need the details. I know you will execute well. ऐसे
बहुत है. I mean, touch wood. We've got so many sponsors, Ravi, that just have that faith. They just give us the money. I mean, I can give you an example of a friend who just probably last week, gave us a good big amount when we haven't even asked for it. And I was taken aback. I'm like, so much of money. And she said, just do whatever you feel because we know that you will put it in the right place. So many sponsors and across the globe. That faith, that confidence that they've had and shown, I think it's like I said, it's magic and miracles all the way.
One of the things which I've seen in your profile, whenever there is a food donation happening, it's done in a very proper way. I was only focusing on the plate, because a lot of food donations that happened has this, temporary use plates and, or the leaves or, the paper plates and then, they're thrown off. But your donations have those proper steel plates and the proper food is given in a proper way. So any specific reason?
That's because these are all set homes, Ravi. They're all homes where we're sending the meals. So it's the old age home or it's the orphanage that you see. They all have their own vessels,
Hmm.
utensils, and we've got this amazing, amazing caterer who is with us since now good 4 years, and
Wow.
she makes sure that nutritious, good, everyday, different type of meals are sent to those homes. And she has her containers that she sends them in and gets them back. So yeah, it's all organized that way.
When you apart from being a single contributor, you right now have a team, and you're expanding to different cities like Delhi, etc. How do you get your team glued to the same mission that we will focus on this particular cause this month? How do you do that? How do you manage that?
So, Encompass right now is we've got team members in Delhi, we've got team members in Mumbai, we've got a few members in Pune as well, and a lot of them in Bangalore. I think all of us kind of believe in one thing. We've got one ethos of Encompass, and that's what we believe in is how you give. Because that makes the difference on the receiving end. We don't believe in the word charity because charity makes it sound very superior. We just believe in giving and giving from your heart, and that's how all of us believe. So all our team members of Encompass have the same ethos. Okay, no one comes with the feeling of, oh, I'm joining a charitable kind of a trust. We called Encompass Charitable Trust, but very honestly, no one believes in the word charity. It's all about giving, sharing, kindness, love, compassion. So all of us are on the same page. So that helps. So whenever there's an initiative that comes in, for example, in Mumbai, the team wanted to do a water project. There was this village which had, no water. And those guys were requesting, saying that there was no help from the government also. And all they wanted was some source of fresh water because the people were falling sick constantly. And, the team kind of just believed that, this is something we can take up, and we just pool in. That time it doesn't matter, it's a Bombay project or a Delhi project. So all of us just pool in, go to our sponsors, and people just give in the money and we kind of do that project. We have these beautiful festive distribution that we do. So again, Diwali is going to be around the corner. And we do something which is very beautiful, because we believe festivals are for everybody and everybody should be able to celebrate. So we buy new clothes, we buy sweets, and we put it in a nice gift kind of a bag. And we just go out on the streets and we randomly surprise people. Somebody who wouldn't be expecting it. The thela wala, a cobbler, some security guard of an under construction building. They wouldn't be expecting anything, and you kind of just go and give them this gift. The smiles are unbelievable. That joy that you get, and all of us do that. So it will happen in Delhi also. The team will do it there. They will do their procurement. They will add in their blankets because obviously by then it's got very cold out there. Bombay will do their own. We'll do it out here. The Pune team will do it. We all just come together very seamlessly and beautifully because we believe in the same thing.
Super. Okay, let me ask you. This is directly from my heart.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing an awesome job. Your causes are really superb. The way you drive the projects are really cute. I mean, the videos where you basically ask or appeal are really good. Matlab, anybody going through your profile or the organization profile would just fall in love with you. How do you handle so much of love? Because iske saath, I'm sure there'll be some stupid messages also coming in. So how do you
What?
so how do you handle all that?
Stupid messages I honestly ignore, but I absolutely love the love that I get. I mean, मैं भूखी हूँ. I love the love that I get from people, and I think I love to love back. So it's all good. The messages जो थोड़े ऐसे वैसे हैं, I just kind of
You
ignore.
know how to manage them. Yeah, good.
Life has taught me that I know how to kind of ignore those messages.
So 10, 20 years down the line, when you look back, what is that Sohini wants to be recognized for?
What does Sohini want to be recognized for? Yeah, Ravi, whenever I feel that if I'm gone, I want people to remember me with a smile.
that masti wali, hasti hui, that nurse, जिसने मेरे को मास्क पहनाया था.
Who cracked bad jokes, who made me laugh, who was there, as some kind of a support. Um, if someone comes and talks to me for 10 minutes and feels positive and feels happy, then I'm happy.
Good. Super. So good to know all about that. Okay, the last question before we end the show. What is friendship for you? Today is a friendship day, so I think we would love to know what's friendship for you, for Sohini.
Friendship for me is just being there. It's a support system. It's not born out of blood, and it's a very pure connection, comes from the heart, because it's not blood connected, and it's like a support system. You're just there for each other. There are no judgments, hopefully, and that's what, like how you started in the initial phase of my introduction when you said just being there, just being a support system, even for a stranger, you become a friend. So that's friendship for me.
I'm sure you'll be flooded with loads of messages every day, because you've been touching some of the other lives every day. And mostly a group of people who know that, okay, Sohini is here, and the atmosphere completely changes. Everybody is dancing, everybody is having fun, everybody is supporting. So I'm sure you'll have loads of fan following, and this should continue to grow. I wish you all the best with whatever you do. Keep doing with the same smile, same energy, same enthusiasm. And I'm sure मतलब वो चेहरे में दिख जाता है कि I don't want anything in return. All I need to see is that particular smile, that happiness on you. So that is clearly shown on your face. So any message for audience who are watching this, anything which you feel bad, or what the topic which we started, any message for the audience before we end the show?
I just have an appeal. I feel everyone is struggling. Everyone in today's day and age is struggling. And if you can just help change one life, I'll end with a story which is very close to my heart.
Please.
Okay. So as a child, I had heard this story. It's quite a popular one. So there's this little child. She's on this beach, and a lot of these starfish have come offshore because of the tide being low. And this little girl is picking one and throwing the starfish back into the sea. And there are thousands and thousands of them. So this adult comes and he mocks the child and says, "What are you up to? How are you going to make a difference? Have you seen the number of them?" And she looks at the adult, she picks up one starfish and she throws the starfish back into the sea and says, "I made a difference to one. I made a difference to that one." So it's not about numbers. It's not about how many. Even if we can change one life, even if we can support one person, one animal, I think that would be great.
Super. Thanks a lot, Sohini, for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely meeting a lovely soul during this particular process. I would also thank Anil for sponsoring and introducing you, to showcase you. God bless. Do well, whatever you do. I request all the volunteers to support you in whatever you're doing. All the team members to be part of whatever you're planning to do, whichever city you're planning to do. So thank you, friends. So the real definition of friendship today. So it's just not about gathering with your friends. All these things matter. So thank you, and have a great evening. Thank you, Sohini.
Thank you.